Welcome to Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows, and today I thought we'd check out the game Harvest. This is from designer Trey Chambers with art from Tiara Connor. It's a 1-to-4-player game published by Keymaster, and they were kind enough to send us this demo copy, so why don't we get it to the table and take a look. Harvest is a worker placement and tile placement game where players are trying to clear land, buy seed, build out their property, and successfully harvest the greatest crops. The first player to claim each spot will be granted the greatest opportunities, and turn order in the game will be determined each round through a tile selection process where players will gain bonuses and initiative. Each player will also have a unique ability, and with the end game scores that are typically only a few points apart, leaning into your ability is very important. The game plays over the course of 4 rounds, with prices on some of the spaces going up each round, and then at the end of the game, the player with the most victory points wins. If you're looking for something as seasonally delightful as your pumpkin spice latte, then you've got to check out Harvest. Wrapped in its nice warm orange color, this game features some artwork that feels a little bit storybook fun, kind of Americana. In the game, players will be competing with one another to try to clear their land, make space for their crops, buy seed at the local market, plant their seed using some cute little manure plops, and water it so that they can grow and then harvest their gardens in order to score lots of points. In the game, players may purchase some of those tiles that are buildings that will be permanently placed into their garden and give them in-game points, or on their turns they may be planting and harvesting, putting in and out those different crops. One of the interesting crops is the blueberry patch, because you keep the patch permanently, which gives you a tile at the end of the game. You don't have to replant it, you can just water it, and it will grow you some more blueberries, which is pretty neat. The pumpkins are going to give you the big points, and in the game, whenever you water a plant, it does multiply. So that's how you can grow your garden faster, fill up your entire board, and then have a really plenteous harvest. As I mentioned, the player powers in the game are unique, so each player will draw one of those at the beginning of the game, and those powers, while small and simple, can actually be pretty game-changing because they're going to kind of push you in one direction or the other. They may give you a bunch of extra money that you can spend, which then you, of course, want to leverage to buy more buildings to get more in-game scoring. They may push you to have an extra harvest at the end of your turn, and so you've got to remember that in your planning for the round. Hey, I can end my turn with stuff still in my garden, take the free harvest action, and then get bunches of points and clear out and be ready for the next round. Those actions are pretty simple, as I said, but they can be really powerful, and most of the games that I've played in, the final point scoring has come down to the first player having a couple extra points and then like second and third being almost tied, and so those leveraging your actions, your individual player powers, and leaning into those are probably, in my opinion, going to give you that edge that you need to be able to get the victory. I have very much enjoyed the mechanics in Harvest. They feel very polished. They kind of remind me of Keymaster's other game, their flagship game, Parks, which is not a heavyweight game. These are both medium weight games, and they both do feature some really smooth mechanics. When you set this game up on the table, fold out the boards, hand some cards out like you're ready to go. This game is not hard to teach, which I've enjoyed. The game probably is a little light for my personal tastes as a board game snob that plays way too many board games. But if you're looking for a game that is fun, that's family friendly, that you can get out on the table and play relatively quickly, then this is a great solution for that style of gameplay. The game does also feature a solo mode, which I haven't tried yet, I have to admit. I have only played this game at 2 and 3 players, so actually, if you're looking for a meatier option, I have a sneaking suspicion that probably four players, probably makes it a little tougher of a game because you'd be fighting over the available spaces a little bit more. I felt in the game pretty resource rich, 1 or 2 times like I didn't have enough money in the gameplays that I played, but most of the time I was able to get the seeds, get the free resources, plant the thing, get the points, win the game. I'm kind of undefeated currently, and I have enjoyed playing it. I think a little bit tighter gameplay, it's probably going to be better at 3 or 4 players because you are going to be kind of competing to get some of those open spots in the game. The game does also feature some tiles that can be different every time to give you some replayability. Those tiles rotate throughout the course of the game, so each round you actually have different options available to you, and you have more tiles than you can play in one game, so you've got some replayability in that. And then, as I said, those player powers are replayable too, because I found my strategy very different from gameplay to gameplay, just based on the 1 additional bonus that I was getting each round, which was kind of crazy to me, but I did enjoy the shift in mentality that it brought. So, if you enjoy beautiful games on the table that are easy to teach and play, you should absolutely check out Harvest from Keymaster Games, along with their lineup of other fantastic games. And then, as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, following along, liking all of our videos here at Tantrum House.